Welcome back to CarCrafted, the place where automotive obsession meets pure adrenaline, and today we are diving into something that feels like it just rolled straight out of the future. If you've been following the channel for a while, you already know that I love Porsche. I admire their engineering, their consistency, their refusal to cut corners, and their passion for blending heritage with innovation. But what I'm about to show you takes that formula and sets it on fire. Today, we're going deep into the 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S, a car that doesn't just raise the bar, it launches it into orbit. Now imagine taking everything Porsche has learned over the last 6 decades, every piece of motorsport engineering, every refinement in aerodynamics, every ounce of turbocharging magic they've perfected, and then handing it to a team of designers and engineers who decided to completely rethink what a 911 could be. That's the energy behind the 2026 Turbo S. It's bold, futuristic, muscular, and unmistakably Porsche at the same time. It doesn't rely on nostalgia to sell itself, it stands proudly on a new frontier. And trust me, the moment you lay eyes on it, you feel like you're looking at something ahead of its own time. Let's start with the design because Porsche has taken a dramatic leap here. From the rear, the car looks like a spacecraft with a license plate. The LED light bar stretches across the entire width with the kind of precision you expect from a luxury watch. The rear fenders don't just flare, they sculpt the wind. The quad exhaust tips look like afterburners waiting to ignite. And the curves, those signature Porsche curves, they're sharper, tighter, and more aggressive than anything we've seen on a Turbo S before. What's wild is how Porsche manages to evolve the design without losing that distinctive silhouette that makes a 911 instantly recognizable. You see it and you know exactly what it is, even if this version feels like it was teleported from the next decade. Move to the front and you get an even clearer sense of how futuristic this car really is. The headlights are sleeker, more angular, and the new air channels integrated into the bumper aren't just for show, they're functional aerodynamic tunnels that help the car glue itself to the ground at high speed. Porsche has made every millimeter count. This isn't a cosmetic refresh, it's a complete aerodynamic re-engineering. And if you're someone who geeks out on aero efficiency, this thing is going to hit you right in the soul. Under the hood, or more accurately, under the rear deck, is where the magic really lives. Porsche kept the legendary flat-6 twin-turbo engine, but it's been reworked to deliver even more power while staying brutally efficient. You're talking numbers that push well into the 700-plus horsepower range. And when you combine that with Porsche's cutting-edge all-wheel drive system, you get launch control that feels like stepping into a wormhole. 0 to 60 in the low 2-second range. Think about that for a moment. That's not just fast. That's physics bending at your feet. It's the kind of acceleration that leaves passengers speechless and drivers addicted. One of the things I love most about the 911 Turbo S platform is how accessible its performance is. Some supercars demand perfection to unlock their potential. They fight you. They challenge you. The Turbo S, though, is different. It's like it hands you the keys and says, go ahead, I'll take care of the rest. And for 2026, Porsche took that idea even further. The updated chassis control systems, the adaptive suspension, the torque vectoring, everything has been fine-tuned to make the car smarter, quicker, more stable, and more confident than ever. You don't just drive this car, you feel like you're synced with it. Inside, Porsche redesigned the cabin with a blend of futuristic tech and traditional craftsmanship. Step in, and you're greeted by a massive digital cluster that flows into a center display seamlessly. The layout feels more driver-focused, more immersive, and more intuitive. The materials are premium, of course, leather, Alcantara, brushed aluminum, but it's the execution that stands out. Every button, every switch, every digital interface feels purposeful. Nothing is overdone. Nothing is thrown in just to look flashy. And then there's the steering wheel. Porsche has mastered the art of creating a wheel that feels like a natural extension of your hands. The new design is slightly more compact, giving you even sharper control and a more performance-focused grip. With updated drive mode controls at your thumbs, you can switch from comfortable cruising to track-ready aggression in a split second. And as always, Porsche includes just the right amount of tech without overwhelming you with clutter. This is a cockpit built for drivers. Now let's talk about sound. The 2026 Turbo S still gives you that signature Porsche flat 6-tone, but it's deeper, angrier, more refined. Porsche worked on the acoustics to ensure that even with modern regulations, you still get that emotional soundtrack that makes you want to downshift under every bridge. When those turbos spool and the car rockets forward, the sound doesn't just come from behind you, it fills the entire cabin. It's mechanical music. Something that really impressed me while researching and analyzing the updates for this model is the level of aerodynamic engineering Porsche incorporated. They didn't just update the body panels, they rethought the entire way the car interacts with the air around it. The active rear wing adjusts more precisely. The cooling vents are smarter. The underbody airflow is cleaner and more efficient. It's like the whole car was sculpted by wind itself. And at high speeds, you feel it. The stability is unreal. The car stays planted with a confidence that makes you want to push harder and harder. On the road, the new Turbo S gives you everything: comfort, silence when you want it, controlled aggression when you unleash it, and a ride quality that feels impossibly smooth for a machine that can destroy track times. Porsche somehow keeps improving a formula that already seemed perfect. The way the suspension adapts to every crack, every bump, every corner, it's beyond refined. You can daily drive this car with ease, and then take it to a racetrack and blow past vehicles that cost 2 times as much. One of the coolest things about Porsche is how they preserve the identity of the 911 even as they move toward the future. Some brands abandon their DNA when chasing modern trends, but Porsche understands something deeper: evolution doesn't require sacrificing heritage. Instead, they blend them. The 2026 Turbo S is living proof. It keeps the heart of a 911, the soul of a Turbo S, and the technology of a next-generation hypercar. It's the strongest combination of old and new we've seen yet. Now if you're someone who loves to turn heads, this car delivers. Park it anywhere, and people stop and stare. The red paint, especially, looks like it has a liquid depth. The reflections dance across the curves like ripples on water. In sunlight, the body almost glows. And at night, that full-width LED bar makes the rear look like something from a sci-fi movie. This is a car that looks expensive, feels expensive, and behaves like something truly elite. Driving it is an entirely different story. The throttle response is instant. The brakes are razor sharp. The way this car pivots through corners feels like Porsche rewrote the laws of physics. You feel every bit of engineering, every ounce of precision, every decision the designers made. The steering gives you feedback that most modern cars filter out. And that's what makes the Turbo S special. It's modern, but it still makes you feel connected. If you're wondering whether the 2026 Turbo S is worth the hype, the answer is absolutely yes. This isn't just a new model, it's the next chapter of a legend. Porsche didn't hold back. They didn't play it safe. They created something that pushes boundaries and reminds the world that they're still the masters of balancing performance, luxury, technology, and heritage. So to everyone watching on CarCrafted, if you're a Porsche fan, this car is a dream come true. If you're not a Porsche fan, this car might convert you. And if you're a speed addict, well, this car is basically a legal rocket ship. The 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S stands as a bold declaration: the future of supercars doesn't have to be cold or soulless. It can be emotional, mechanical, thrilling, and absolutely stunning. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, drop a comment with which angle of the car you want to see next, and subscribe for more high-performance content. This is CarCrafted, where cars aren't just machines, they're masterpieces. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.